Did it crash into those fucking trees? Alright folks, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going for a bit of a blast on Ruapekapeka Road, which is it goes from Kawakawa, which is a town about 40 k's north of Whangarei, and it goes, well, it's as rough as guts, as you can tell. It goes through a place called Ruapekapeka, which is where there was quite a large, well, a significant battle during the New Zealand Wars. And for those of you who don't know about the New Zealand Wars, pretty brutal sort of battles and stuff. So I didn't plan it this way, but it's worked out. We're coming up to about, I think it's the 180th anniversary of the battle, and that takes place in the next fortnight. There's a few commemorations. Holy shit, this road is fucked. Corrugations all over the place. Yeah, so the 180 year commemorations of the battle at the PAR are happening next weekend. I just happened to be up in the Bay area, Bay of Islands, and thought to myself, you know what, I'm going to bloody come back along Ruapek, because it's more of an interesting ride than the main highway which I came up on. So the battle itself was, there's a PAR, which is like a Maori fortified village, stronghold I guess you'd call it, and that was under the control of the northern Ngāpuhi tribes, who were not too fussed about the Poms taking over the country, colonisation, all that sort of stuff. So they were quite rebellious, I guess, and there was one chief in particular who mounted a stand at Ruapekapeka PAR. And the PAR's still there. A really interesting fact for those of you who are into military history, the fortifications that are at Ruapekapeka, they were what gave the British the idea for trench warfare. Yeah, I know. It's hard to believe. Well, it's not hard to believe, but it's it just shows you that the military tactics were taken from pretty much any part of the world that they were colonising. If something worked, then I guess they just applied it somewhere else. So Ruapekapeka PAR still has some amazing fortifications. The tunnels and the gun pits, firing pits, still there. And even though it led to a defeat and a whole lot of dead people, it was a turning point in the New Zealand War. Now, the story goes that in an attempt to beat, I'm pretty sure his name was Kafiti, in an attempt to defeat him, the British, I think it would have been Navy back then, the British Navy, probably, they dragged field cannons by hand from Opua, which is basically where I've just come from, all the way through this. Now obviously this land has been cleared, so, and this bloody road wasn't here, so you can imagine what it would be like carting a field artillery piece by hand through probably bush like what's out in front of us there, maybe even thicker. It would have been no mean feat, but they managed to do it, and of course they used that the artillery to shell the multi-position, but then they worked out that the fact that they were under the ground in trenches kind of God, these fucking corrugations, the fact that they were underground in the trenches actually made the oh, excuse me, I'm not feeling the flashes today. I had some peanuts, and I love peanuts. Peanuts don't love me, and other people know that more than I do, because whenever I eat peanuts I seem to get crook. People tell me, oh, you shouldn't eat those, remember? And I'm like, what are you talking? Oh, that's right, yeah. So I tend to forget that peanuts are not my friend, and I get bloody crook, and so yeah, I'm not 100, so I'm hoping I can get through this ride. Okay. Ooh, there's a big bug. So anyway, these big celebrations will be here next weekend, I think it is, for the entire week, and we won't stop at the bar. We might do. Maybe we'll stop at the bar and have a look. We might as well. We're on the road, but there definitely is a new statue out on the main road. I feel it's been put up in time for the commemorations, but it looks pretty mean. When I say mean, it looks pretty cool and scary. So yeah, this is a back road that doesn't get taken a lot. It seems to be fairly well maintained for what it is. It's a fairly secondary route. The old GoPro doesn't like sitting up there. It's not even a GoPro. 360 doesn't like sitting up high. It still might work. If not, I've got another mount here I can put a little. weather's been pretty good today. Yesterday we had like one of the most amazing thunderstorms I've seen in my life. We had bloody water spouts and tornadoes and all sorts of shit. Yeah, interesting. I might just stop here and put the old D-Roan up for a second. It'd crash into those fucking trees. So much for fucking obstacle avoidance on the drone. Straight into a tree. Let's give it another go. Here we go, let's see if it'll get under here. Oh, it seems to be working all right now. Just can't go too fast or else it'll die. Crash into a tree. Let's see if we can get it to change to there. Oh, here we go, back to here. All right. So a pā is generally at the top of a hill. I don't know whether you can see it from the road itself. I know there's a the entrance is on the road, but I don't know whether you can see the pā from the road. I'll shut that. I'm getting bugs in my eyes. It's not a very well used road, but it does get used by tourists, so you've got to be a little bit careful on the corners. They generally seem to stick to the wrong side of the road. every year in New Zealand a number of people are killed by overseas tourists driving on the wrong side of the road. Obviously wrong side for us, right side for them, so it just becomes one of those muscle memory things. Must be getting close to the par. We've got a little bit of tar seal to go on the way home, but that's not for a while yet. I must say that this ride is, apart from the occasional twinge in my gut, this ride has made me forget about my peanut problem. But every now and then it wakes itself up and, remember me? Oh, here we go. We must be getting close. Generally, seal is found near a major tourist attraction, I guess. Alright, so that's the... Let's have a look here. Let's fucking have a look here. Let's have a fucking look here. This is the actual battle site. So this is not the par. This is the British position. So let's stop here and have a nosy, because this is interesting. I've never been to this part, so I'm pretty excited. You can tell. You can tell I'm fizzing. Alright, so I'm going to take this helmet off. Take these gloves off. Now, I'm not sure. You're allowed in there. Are you allowed in there? You must be allowed in there. It's locked though, so I don't fucking know. Why would you not be allowed in there? Alright, we're not going to go in there because we don't want to fucking break any rules. So there is some British cannons with a stack of cannonballs. There is the monument over there in the bush. There's a monument to the British soldiers or sailors. Definitely not airmen. And if you can see in the distance, there is a white building about there. Let's take you off, and there's a white building about there. That's the Maori positions. So what would that be? 500 metres, I suppose. Maybe 800 metres. 800 metres from here, with those naval cannons. That's what they push through the bush from way over there. So just that in itself is a pretty mean feat. Yeah. So yeah, snazzy azzy. Get that over and take that off my indicator. It's the old horse. Yeah, so there's your view from the top. Obviously it's probably a bit different to what it was in the olden days. Olden days. So yeah, that's the ride to Ruapekapeka. We probably won't walk up to the park. It is hotter than July, as Stevie Wonder used to say, but it is January, which is generally when we've got the hottest bits of the month. So I'm not going to walk up to the park as it's a bit of a hike, and I'm fucking roasting in this. So we're going to head from here. We are going to stop down on the main road at the new monument. Have a look at that. Anyway, let's get on the road. Let's get fucking out of here. Tui. Tui. Too easy. And these leather gloves are nice, but man, they sweat like a bastard. But they're nice when you're riding. Do love my miniature short rivets. These are very nice. Very nice, very nice. Hokey pokey. Up on. Gear go. Alright, here we go. Alright, let's go. See how long that stays up in the air. These people must be really wrapped that they got seal past their house. They would have lived here for years. There's the car park in there to go to Ruapekapeka. You go in there, walk up through the bush. Yeah, they would have had a dirt road for years, and then all of a sudden someone's like, oh, you know what, we should really take care of that par up there. It's quite an important part of our history. And then they start to seal it. Alright, so here we go, down to Towai. Petrol station down there. It's the main road, and quite a significant part of the country as well. But that's for another time. That's for another time. You can only get one history lesson at a time. This is a really nice bit of road. This has just been done by the look of it. Do that so we can get some wind in our eyes. .35k corner, but it's up a hill. It requires a bit more voompa. Looks like the 360 doesn't want to stay up that high. Well, I can't say I'm disappointed with Ruapekapeka Road, because it was a nice Sunday afternoon jaunt. Road was nice, a few corrugations in it, not a hell of a lot. Then you get these nice twisties on the way out. A bit of shit in the road though, that's the only problem. Centre of the road seems to have a lot of chip. Not a good idea to be at about a 70-degree angle going through loose and chip. put you at a 90-degree angle, or a 0-degree angle. So that's where we're heading over there. That's the passing lane out the Tawai Tavern, Tawai Garage. And then we'll be back on the main highway and home. Obviously it's a bit windy now, so there'll be no sound coming out of the road. Cut this little bit of seal out, maybe. Just end it at the path. Where's this fella up to? That's going to be I guess that'll be unveiled this week. It is going to look so cool. I might take a picture with the old picture. Turn that off. That is pretty neat, man. That'll look cool. That will look cool.